Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmaids.com, and thank you so much for joining me for another Stampin' Up tutorial. For today's project, I am featuring the Dragonfly Dreams stamp set. I love this set. It's got some wonderful images as well as some great sentiments with a really fun font. I really love this set, and today we're focusing here on the little bumblebee. So today I'm going to share with you one of my most favorite things to share every single month, which is my customer thank you card and gift. So every month I send out a handmade card and a little treat to everyone who placed an order in my online Stampin' Up store the previous month. So today I'm sharing with you my April customer thank you card and gift. So this is the card that I'm going to show you how to create today. So everyone who ordered from me last month is receiving one of these in the mail from me, and I've already mailed these little treats out. But this is the card that I'm going to show you how to create today. I love how this card turned out, and I really like that it doesn't have a sentiment. So you guys can add your own sentiment to this card, or you can just keep it just like this and send out a thoughtful message on the inside for any occasion. And let me just give you a little peek at the treat that I sent out. So these are the little treat pouches that everyone's receiving with their card, and I've got a variety. I tried to find any coordinating designer paper that I could to match the little cards. So I've got a lot of different designs here. Let's see, this one kind of has that same honeycomb look to it. Let's see, what other design do I have? Oh, this one. And then there's also this one. So inside of these little pouches, let me show you, I left one open to show you. So inside of these little pouches, there are a few of our lace doilies. So these are actually on the retirement list, but so there are a few of those tucked inside of each one of these little pouches. And if you'd like to see, I did film a tutorial on how to create these simple treat pouches, and I've linked to that video tutorial just below this video in the description notes. So after you watch this one, go ahead and head on over there and check out this tutorial as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to make that quick and easy bumblebee card. All right, so to get started, I'm gonna bring in some scrap Whisper White cardstock as well as some scratch paper. And we're going to start by stamping using Delightful Dijon, which is one of our retiring in colors. So if you're interested in picking that up, I'd head on over to my online store to grab that. And we're gonna stamp this part of the bumblebee using the Delightful Dijon. Okay, so I've got my little bumblebee here, the inner image. So I'm just gonna ink that up, stamp off, and I'm just gonna stamp that right in the center here, just like so. Now I'm going to come in with my basic black archival ink, and I'm going to stamp the more detailed bumblebee image. Hope I didn't call this a butterfly earlier. I can't remember. So let me bring this closer here. So it's okay if this doesn't line up exact. Just try your best. Cute. Love it. All right, so now I've got my big shot here. I'm gonna bring in my magnetic platform. Then I've got one cutting plate, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay down my bumblebee. And I've got one of our stitched circle framelits here. I'm just gonna lay that right on top and center it over, center it around my bumblebee. Okay, I think that looks, oops, that looks pretty good. Then I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. I'm just going to lay that here. And I've got one of our scalloped circle framelits from the Layering Circle Framelits. And I'm just going to add that, put another cutting plate on top, and run this through the big shot. All right, so now I'm going to change out my platform to the Big Shot platform so that we can do our embossing. So I'm bringing in the Hexagon Dynamic Embossing Folder. So this is a 3D embossing folder. It's so cool. You just get a really deep and dimensional impression with the 3D embossing folder. And you can also see, if you turn it sideways, it is super thick. So I've got a piece of Delightful Dijon cardstock, and this is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm just gonna center that where I want it inside of my folder. And then because this embossing folder is so thick, you don't have to use 2 cutting plates. So you'll actually just run it through right on your platform and put another cutting plate on top, and that's it. So just the 1 cutting plate, and then just crank that through. All right, so we ran that through the Big Shot, and you'll notice here, look at that deep raised impression you get with this embossing folder. I love it. So on this side, the center of the hexagon is raised, but if you flip it over, you have another look. The outside of the hexagon is raised and the inside is depressed. It's kind of flat. So you can decide which side you want to use. I'm actually using this side where the inside is embossed or raised up. All right, so now I've got a piece of the Urban Underground Designer Series paper. This is cut at 1.5 inches by 4.5 inches. I've added some fast views to the back, and I'm just going to layer this on right here off to the left of my embossed piece. Now I'm going to come in with some of our gold sequin trim. This is on the retiring list, so if you are interested in getting this, I would definitely head on over to my online store and grab it. It is going to be replaced with something cool in the upcoming annual catalog, so not to worry. And I'm just going to center this right there on my designer paper, and I'm just going to staple it on. I'm using the handheld punch by Stampin' Up. This is already retired, but you could use any stapler. For my card base, I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. This is cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5, and I have scored it at 4.25. And I'm just going to give that a nice crease. Now I'm going to add some fast views onto the back of my embossed layer, and you just want to be sure to use a generous amount. Since this is so deeply embossed, it can sort of curl up or pull up on the edges and lift off of your card. So you can already see it's kind of curving here, and you don't want it to come up. So put a good amount of adhesive and then just center that up. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go ahead and adhere my bumblebee together. So I love these stitched shape framelets. Look at that cool stitching around the edge. I just love that look. So we're gonna layer this right onto the scallop, and this is just gonna give a really thin border. I like how it looks. And then just flip that over, and I'm gonna add a few dimensionals to the back. 3 should do. There we go. Then I'll just put this in the bottom right-hand corner, right about there. So now I've got some of our gold metallic enamel shapes. I'm just gonna add a couple of these large dots. I ran out of the stars, so I'll just do the large dots there. All right, and that finishes up this card. I absolutely love this card, and this 3D embossing folder just really sets this card off. I love it. All right, and that finishes up today's project. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for those of you who shopped with me last month in my online store. I truly appreciate you guys. No matter what size your order, you receive this card and a little treat from me. It's just my way, one small way that I can show how much I appreciate you and how thankful I am. Remember, you can purchase any of the supplies that you saw me use today just by heading on over to today's coordinating blog post. I've linked it just below the video in the description notes. I've got all of the supplies listed out over there, as well as the measurements for today's project. Plus, don't forget to check out my quick tutorial on how to make this simple treat pouch. I've also linked that just below this video in the description notes as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you, and I will see you again very soon. Bye now.